viewers, welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. That's our 2003 Toyota. It's got the big 3.4. It's a Tacoma, and it's got a pretty bad misfire in it. The engine light wasn't on when I drove it in. The guy dropped it off yesterday about 5 o'clock, so his light was on and flashing. It's running real poor. When I pulled it in, it felt like maybe 4 cylinders were working, so I left it sit overnight. It's the next day. Same day for you. We're going to start it up, see if we can't find out what it is. It has an obvious miss. Hopefully it's still there. Look at some scan data, see what it is. We just did one of these, I don't know, maybe 10-15 videos ago. It was in a 4Runner, same engine. That just had a spark plug wire burnt through. This one looks like it has relatively new wires on it. And if it is missing on 2 cylinders, we might have just an ignition coil that's failed. Got the computer hooked up, we let it do a scan. We have a few codes in it. We will just go to the report here, see what it's reporting. It says we have 9 faults in the engine controller. Pending codes, we have a 300, a cylinder 1, cylinder 4 misfire. Current codes are the same, and history codes are the same. So it looks like cylinder 1 and 4 are the culprit. And then we have an airbag light on, a history code for that. So not a big deal. Cylinders 1 and 4, this uses the waste spark system. They're likely companions. Kind of confirms my hunch a little bit here. Maybe we're going to see if we have some misfire data. I'm pretty sure these do. Now I haven't started it yet this morning, so hopefully it's still broken. Didn't have a chance to look at it yesterday. Let's see, we'll just search it. Alright, look at that. Oh, that's right, it's like that other one we did. We had all 8 cylinders. Alright, let's take and fire this little guy up, see if it's still running crappy. Still running pretty poorly. Surprised it's not counting misfires yet. Ah, she's blinking, baby. And I hopped in it and I just put it in reverse. And definitely counting up on number 1 and number 4. It's shaking pretty good, as you can tell by the sound of my voice. Let's shut it off. Pop in the service data. Let's find our firing order here. Cylinder ID, okay. So that is the right bank. So passenger side front, cylinder 1, middle on the other side. What's the firing order? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that puts 1 and 4, 2 and 5, and 3 and 6 is companion. So 1 and 4 is companion cylinders. So that makes sense. We probably have a bad ignition coil. Let's go out and check it. I think these use some kind of ignition module too, so that's a potential. I'd assume that would set a code, but let's go find cylinder 1 or 4, whichever one. I think the driver passenger side has the coils on it, so let's go find that and see if we have some signal going to that coil. Let's see, so the ignition coils do live over here. This should be number 1 right up front. Now I see this has some glue or epoxy here on the mass airflow, so we're not going to try to not fiddle with that. We're going to take this little guy off right here and get right to that coil. Hopefully do a quick check on it. Let me grab a 10 mil. I'm going to do this hose clamp right here. Yeah, this does have a little igniter ignition module down there. That hose is already off, so take this thing off. So first thing first, we're going to see if we indeed have lack of spark here. So the 1 coil, like I said, it is waste spark, fires cylinder 1 and cylinder 4 also. So we've got that wire loose. What we'll do is I'll stick it on there very loosely. We'll go fire this pig up. We're going to have to plug that hole off or it'll run kind of funny. And I don't mean ha-ha funny. There, that's probably close enough. Look at that, first try. Nothing happening. Alright, so we'll shut that off. And now, we will check. We should be able to just probe that with a test light. So these are just a 2-wire coil. So we should have full-time power to one side of it, and then the igniter over here is going to ground this coil momentarily when it wants it to turn on. We've got a test light here. We're going to use a big load, big 4-amp load here. We're just going to very gingerly front probe this. Make sure we've got a good connection here. Now we're going to crank it over. We should see it flicker, I imagine. It should flash. And then once, and if it runs, it probably is going to light the light very dimly. Go ahead and crank it, Jay. Alright, you can go ahead and shut it off. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video or not, but the light is flickering, and as we rev the engine up, it lit up in intensity. So I think it's a fair assessment to say that we have a good signal going to the coil. Now there could be some super trick thing there where it's not, but about 95% certain that it is. I'm going to order a new coil for it. The other thing you can do if you just want to be certain, just play Swaptronics. Take this coil out, swap it with another one. Looks like that back one's already been replaced before at some point. It does not have an OEM in it. So we're going to get a new coil, get it on there, and we should be good to go. Easy peasy. We got the new coil in from CarQuest. Not a sponsor, it's an intermotor. We're genuine import parts. Made in China. China. Napa was supposed to have it, but they didn't. No big surprise there. Sometimes the stock gets all mixed up. Doesn't smell funky. So open this little guy up. We'll get some dielectric grease and stick in there. Hold on. Give her a little dab there, and we'll give her a little dab up there. Connector fits, that's good. That one fits, that's even better. What would be even better is if it runs well. That way we know we made the right guess. Okay, let's fire this baby up. Smooth as butter. Well, that's that, folks. All we have left to do now is clear the codes because the engine light is on now. So that's what I'm going to get doing there. And then we're going to take it for a little shimmy, drive it down the road. This was an easy one and pretty quick, easy test. Like I say, you can either swap the coil with another cylinder if they're easy to do, which on this one they were. I didn't want to fiddle with that air tube, but we could have taken the one out of the back cylinder, and then we just used our clues. You know, 2 cylinders misfiring, they're companion cylinders. Most likely scenario is the coil. So that's that. We're gonna leave it at that. Why don't you guys leave this video and head on down to that comment section. You know what to do down there. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.